Alright guys, thanks for watching part 1. Now in this video we're going to kind of just look at the details and look at or a closer look at each one of these busts. And I have them side by side. And I like to record this in natural sunlight. So we're like on day 36 here. I don't even know. I shot those videos the other day. And today here it's in the morning, so I like to record my videos in natural sunlight because you really get to appreciate the real paint. Anytime that you use indoor lighting, the paint is distorted and you really don't get a true feel for what the collectible looks like. So here you have it, guys, in natural sunlight. And this is the best light that I got at this point, but it should still give you a good idea of the colors that they use, the paint detail, and you should be able to see the differences between both busts. Now, as you can see from both of these, the wolf stands taller because of its base, and also the wolf bust is a lot larger, a lot heavier in size. It weighs about 50 to 55 pounds, whereas the original bust is probably half that. There's just a huge difference in weight. I think the dreads have a lot to do with that. And plus there's no, on the for example, on the original bust, only the face or the face sculpt is dense polystone, where everything else is hollow, including the dreads and the base itself. So that's one thing about the bust that makes it stand out. It's a really large piece, a real big piece in width, height, and weight, and it makes a real large statement and presence in your collection. Now, both of these, however, are extremely incredible pieces. The detail to each one of these is amazing. And hold on, guys, my screensaver went on. Let me turn that off. Give me 1 second. All right, is one better than the other? That's a hard decision for anyone to make. We all have our own opinions. I think they're both equally impressive. But there are some finer details, some finer points where I think one does stand out from the other. Now, the original Predator bust, the one right here to your left, this one was released, I believe, in 2004, 2005, a while back now. It's been 4 or 5 years. This one here is more recent. It's only been a couple of years since its release. So there's quite a large amount of time difference between both of these. Now, you've heard the saying that, they just don't make things like they used to. Well, I think that statement here holds true. And what I mean by that is all the little details. There's certain things about this one here. And, you kind of get the feeling with this one here. You know how a piece has to pass through quality control? You kind of feel on this one here that, when it's going through quality control, they have somebody there and saying, you know what, it's not perfect, send it back. And so they would send it back until it was perfect. It looks like on this one here, they stopped everything else and they just focused on this. And they made sure that the detail was perfect. As where on this one, you kind of get the feeling like, it's being mass produced. It passes through quality control and they just let it go. Not that there's any defects. It's just that there aren't as many details and little tiny things you appreciate on this one here. And it's just like I said, guys, they just don't make things like they used to. When you compare just the face sculpts alone, okay, this one here is just better. It's kind of like it has extras. They went, next, and I'm using cliches, they took it a step further on this one here. Whereas on this one here, they just they painted it and moved on. On this one here, they added a glossy paint, which gave it a slimy look, which is extremely realistic. The face sculpt itself on this one here is just a lot more realistic than this one here. Now, on the original bust, to me, when I saw the reviews on YouTube, the one thing I couldn't wait to see was all the slime on his mandibles. And it is the best part of this Predator, I think. And that's what I'm talking about, just the detail that they paid attention to it. I mean, look at the teeth right there. You see it just dripping, and not just on the fang on your right. The one on your left also has like subtle slime just dripping off of it. And I mean, it looks so real. Like when you touch it, you think it's gonna be slimy. I mean, even right there, you see it. It's all over the place, guys. I mean, look at here on the bottom. You got slime just dripping all over the place. And I get the feeling that that's not easy to do. I mean, that is just, that the detail, the slime, give it an unbelievable look. Looks so realistic, and you get that slimy look throughout the original bust, which makes it look beautiful. Whereas on the wolf bust, it doesn't have that glossy look. Now you're gonna see through the camera, it looks a bit glossy, but that's the sunlight. It really is just a dull finish to it. It has a real slight gloss, but it's a real faint. There's no slimy mouth. I would have loved to have seen that. If I could do it myself, I would, get a glossy paint and just do a once over on this guy. It's not to say that the paint job on this one is terrible. It's really good. I mean, there's the acid burnt side. I mean, it looks really, really good. And one thing about the wolf bust, for some reason, it looks a lot bigger than the original bust, the original Predator bust. And the mandibles on this guy are they're huge. And the teeth or the mandibles are also a lot larger than the original Predator bust. They're a lot bigger on the wolf. And also I think the teeth look a lot more realistic on the wolf Predator bust. It kind of has that enamel look to it. Have you ever seen teeth from close? They kind of have a transparent look to it. These have that feel and look to them, which I will give, the fangs, the teeth look a lot better on the wolf as opposed to the original. And would have really have loved to seen slime just dripping all over the mouth on this one. Would have looked really great. Let me give you another look here at the burnt side. Or acid, that is, my bad. And they actually improved. I thought with the wolf bust, they actually, they went a different direction. They went with the real dreads as opposed to the polystone dreads here that don't move whatsoever. And I think that's where this one, where it lacks in detail, it makes up for it in realistic and in size. The wolf bust kind of to me looks like somebody, chopped his head off and put him on your desk. That's what it looks like because of the dreads. The dreads on the wolf bust is, it's probably one of my favorite parts of the bust. They're beautiful. They're thick, hard, but yet they're soft. If we were able to touch the dreads of a real Predator, this is what they'd feel like. And the paint on them too. I mean, the way they look, the texture, the color, they look weathered. It looks awesome, and again, it gives it a real awesome look to it. When it all comes together. Another thing where they improved were the quills. I love the quills on the wolf a lot better than I do the original bust. They made these kind of similar to the dreads. They're bendy a little bit. You can bend them. They're soft. These will not break as opposed to the original. And I think this is more realistic. And there's give to them. They'll move. As opposed to the original, when they first made this, this is like polystone. There's no give to them. I mean, if you give any pressure, they'll break off, which kind of sucks. And with the again with the wolf, you're not going to have that problem. So I like that about the original wolf Predator bust, that they've actually adjusted and made them nice and soft. Another thing where that I can compare are the eyes. And again, I just think that the eyes on the original look a lot better. The detail, it looks like they spend more time, they did more research. I don't know. It just looks like they put eyeballs in there. Check out the detail, and I hope the camera will show you how it looks better on the original than the wolf. The wolf to me looks cartoony. That purple eye right there, it does just, I don't know what it is. It's not glossy enough. It looks too dull to me to be an eyeball. You know, an eyeball is moist. I just don't get that. It just looks like they painted it with a just purple and just doesn't look realistic. The cloudy eye looks good. The cloudy looks really, really good. I like that. I just don't, this one I just don't like. I mean, look at the eye there. Look at the pupil, the iris. And I think this one just looks a lot better. Alright guys, I mean, there you have it. You can't go wrong with either one of these collectibles. They're really hard to get, you know, not just because they're rare, because of their size and, you know, getting them shipped from one place to the other. That makes them also, I think, harder to get and adds to their valuable, you know, piece or whatever. I mean, that's what makes them so valuable, because of their weight, their size, hard to move around and ship. But if you can get your hands on one, you know, go out and get one, guys. Also, I mean, if you're going to buy one, guys, you know, think about doing a road trip. You know, if you get it in the United States, you know, even if you have to travel through states, I mean, do a road trip. It's worth it. You know, you're going to pay about $150 to $200 in shipping. You know, you're going to pay about that much, you know, for gas. So, I mean, think about just going up and just picking it up. And, you know, that'll save headaches and any damaged pieces. Because, you know, I've been to UPS in their warehouse, and guys, if you ever think they listen to the fragile stickers, they don't. They throw those boxes around, you know, from one person to the other until it gets where it needs to be. So, you know, when you ship something or you're getting something bought from eBay, you know, have that in mind. You know, they don't listen to those stickers. Trust me, I've seen it. So, you know, I was gonna buy the Predator once in a maquette. I almost bought it, and had I bought it, I would have done a road trip. I was going to go drive and pick it up just because of the experience that I had with this one here. It would have been a weekend thing. Pick it up, come back, and there you go. I know, peace of mind that it's going to be safe with me. Nothing's going to happen to it. Plus, the buyer or the seller agreed to it. He said, I don't want the headaches of having to ship this. So think about that as well. And that's about it. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to take on the project. I'm going to fix this guy. I'm going to glue all the pieces on there, whatever gaps or holes what I have left. I'm going to use a filler, fill it in, and then have it painted. So I'm going to have this guy look like new when I'm done. If you guys want me to video and document that, the work that I do on that, let me know and I'll do that. I'll do like a video where I show you the process, how I fixed it. I've never seen a video on fixing a damaged piece. I could do that for you guys. You know, it'd be informative and help you out if you ever have to do anything like that. Anyways, guys, again, I hope part 1 and part 2 were informative. Go out and get these guys. They're highly worth it. These are Goliaths in your collections. If you ever get these, they're going to demand attention. They're amazing. Both of these. They're freaking awesome. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. I do have reviews coming, and believe it or not, they're not Predator related. So those of you that keep asking me, hey, when are you going to move on from these Predators? I freaking hate these guys. I do have collectibles that are not, you know, Predators or whatever. So I will be doing reviews on them. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews.